and welcome to RC Fun and Games. I am Ryan and today we are continuing the upgrade series on the Traxxas Trx4M Ford F-150 High Trail. And a while back, Radiolink got in contact with me and sent out this awesome receiver and transmitter combo for me to test and review on the channel. This is the RC6GS V3 7-channel system. And as far as I'm aware, it is packed full of awesome features. So we're going to be unboxing it and checking it out and talking about some of the cool features that this system has got. And before I unbox this system, I just want to point out some of the cool features that it comes with. It can have a ground distance of up to 600 meters. It's a 7-channel programmable dual mix controller. It's also got the timer and FPV head track function. It's compatible with the TBS Crossfire modulum. It's also got the gyro integrated and HV servo supported. It's got a 30 model storage system and cruise control. It has the FS self-setting customizable gyro sensitivity. It's packed full of awesome features and there's no way I'll be able to talk about all of them in this video. So let's get it unboxed and check out what it looks like. So this is how it comes packaged. Of course, it gives you your manuals and it gives you a guarantee. It comes with a lanyard to attach to the controller itself. It also comes with the receiver, and it also comes with the cable to connect, so like that you can have the battery voltages shown on the controller. And as you can see, it's got a really awesome design. It feels really good in hand. Everything about it is nice and smooth, and besides that, it has a digital screen. So let's get some batteries in it and let's check out some of the functions. And you are going to need 6 AA batteries for this receiver. Before we start checking out some of its features, let's grab the receiver and let's get it installed. So let's get this body off. At the moment with this chassis, there isn't a lot of locations to be able to put your electronics, so I'm going to have to put it on top of the battery over here for now, just to be able to test the system, and in the future when we change to the LCG chassis, I know I'll have enough space to be able to get this fitted. I'm just going to grab some Velcro. As you can see, I just stuck it to the top of the strap that holds the battery in. Like that, I can still remove the battery and it's not really busy causing me any trouble. One thing I've got to point out is that it does come with some extremely long antennas. So for a little rig like this, you are going to have to wrap these up so you don't have them getting in the way. As you can see on the side here, channel 1, channel 2. So channel 1 will be our servo. Let's get that plugged in. And plug the ESC into slot number 2. So I got it all plugged in and I've tied it up all my cables. I've also turned it on and I've had to change a few settings because there was a few things that weren't right. One, the alignment wasn't right. Second of all, the motor was running the wrong way. And besides that, I just wanted to set it up so it could have a really nice smooth crawl. So I've done a few changes on the settings through the remote. So I'm going to show you exactly what I've done to set up the system for a little crawler like this. Now let's get it plugged in so I can show you exactly what I've changed and what I didn't change, because you probably will have to do the same if you run this combo. Now, I'm just going to turn on the controller. And as you can see, it's got a really nice digital screen. It's got a really strong backlight. Even with the bright lights inside the garage, I can see the screen perfectly well, which is very handy because there's lots of controllers out there that you can't see once you go outside. And this one, I can guarantee you, I've had it out in the sun and I can see the screen perfectly fine. So another great feature that this budget remote has. So now let's talk a little bit about the settings I changed after turning it on, because there was a few things that weren't right. One was the alignment of the steering. I've had to adjust that as well. So I went, instead of just using the outer buttons here to set your steering trim, I went into the device, and the way to do that is to hold the exit and enter button. Okay, once you enter the menu, you're going to want to go to number 11, which is sub trim. Okay, once you get to 11, the sub trim, you can just press enter. In here, you can set up exactly how and what you want to calibrate each channel, and of course your steering and throttle. Now I've had to adjust it. As you can see, it's on 50 sunning, and to change it, it's very easy. You just press enter and then you use the up or down button to change it accordingly. Now I definitely recommend going into the sub trim to set up your alignment. Afterwards, you can always use the outside trim if it's not 100% perfect. But this, in my opinion, is the best way to set up your alignment. Okay, let's move on Okay, so after setting up my sub trim, I also had to find out how to reverse the motor, because by turning the plug on the ESC, it won't work on the MB100 as it has 50% reverse and 100% forward. That means you would only have 50% going forward and 100% in reverse. So of course you have to reverse it on the remote. And to do that, I just went down here to reverse. I then press enter. You've got your steering, which you can also reverse, or you can press to go through the channels. As you can see, very easy. I just went to throttle, enter, and if you press again, it will change it to normal or reverse. And of course, I need it in reverse, so all you have to do then is hit exit, and that one's done as well. Okay, and after doing that, I wanted to be able to name the model that this belongs to, especially this setup. So you keep on going to number 18, if I'm not mistaken, and you will find the name. Over here, you can press enter, and as you can see, you can change the model name. Another awesome feature about this system is that it can save up to 30 different models in it. And this is one of the reasons that I'm really looking forward to using this over the next while, because I'm sick and tired of buying remotes and having over 50, 60 of them lying around the house. So this was something I've really been looking forward to. All I have to do now is buy some more receivers and of course stick them in each rig and save them to this remote. And that means when I'm out, I can just swap between the model I am busy playing with. So this is an awesome feature, especially having the capability of saving up to 30 models in it. Now, to change the name, it's very easy. You can just move around and you can save it. Now, to save each letter that you want, you just press enter and it moves over to the next one. And as you can see, it's already all done. Tracks basically Trx4M, and I've put an F in the front so I know it's for the Ford. Now, exit. Okay, and after setting up the name, I then wanted to be able to calibrate the smoothness of my throttle. It was really not very smooth, so I decided I would look through it, and it wasn't that difficult. If you look around and you go to number 6, you'll find EXP. Okay, so where is that? Number 6. Okay, throttle EXP. I then pressed enter, and over here you've got different setups. Over here you can set up the gain. Basically, from when you push it, it will gradually gain up, or you can just go down and you can set it up yourself. So over here, you will see now the curvature of the line. So basically, the beginning of your throttle when you're pressing it is really slow at gaining, but you can still reach 100% power. So you go down here to the rate, you press enter, and then you can change your line. By pressing plus, you'll see the line straightens up. And the reason we are going in the minuses is because we've had to reverse the motor, or else it would be plus. Okay, just want to point that out. So you can go all the way back to 0, or you can go the other way if you wanted to be a lot on the throttle from the beginning, or you can do what I've done to set up that nice slow crawl, which is bring it down. And I found that 75% was perfect for a crawler setup like this. So there you are, and then you just hit your enter button again, and you're ready to go. Exit. And this really made a big difference with that smooth, slow crawl from takeoff. Now, let's exit that again, and let's move on to the next thing I've messed with. Of course, filming and stuff, and with this remote, it is quite difficult to be able to reach this with one finger and hold your finger on the throttle. I can do it, but it's definitely going to be tricky. So I wanted to be able to set up the cruise control that this system comes with. So I went off and I went and looked through it. And if I'm not mistaken, it's number 10. You go here to idle up. Okay, you enter, and then you can set up how much percentage of throttle you want it to be on when you hit the button. And of course, this tells you which button it is located to, which is the SWA. SWA is this one over here. Each one has got its letters and tells you what it is. Okay, so I set it up to 13%. And of course, I will show you guys exactly what the cruise control works like when we get outside to go and test the rig. And to set this up, it's really easy. You just change to throttle lock, and of course you press enter, and then you can select. And you'll notice once again, I'm in the minuses because the motor is reversed. Okay, but it's as easy as that. You can set it up or down accordingly to what you want your cruise control to be set at. Okay, I'm gonna leave mine at 13 because it was just perfect. Nice slow crawl. Anyway, let's exit that. Now I also wanted to point out some of the really cool features that this remote has got. As you'll notice, you got these little toggle switches up here, and they've got 3 positions. Okay, so you can set these up. For example, let's just say you don't want your rig turning, especially if you're driving faster rigs and stuff, and you don't want it turning too fast and too hard, and you want to be able to swap between it depending on what kind of track you're driving on, or if you're doing a drag race. There's just so many different reasons you would like to set this up differently. To do that, it's as simple as going to number 13, which is DR, dwell rate, and over here you enter. In this piece, you will notice when this one is turned to this, you've got it sitting at 80. Okay, over here I've got it sitting at 90, and over here I've got 100% steering turn. Now that makes it really easy when you're on the move, especially when you're crawling around. You're not forcing your servo, but if you really do have one of those tight turns to make, you can always just flick the switch over and your steering will turn even more. It really does make a difference, and it's really easy to set up. You can also set up this button, for example, and you can have it that it's basically 100% when you hold it in, and you can let go and it goes back to being at 80%, for example. It has got so many cool features, this remote, that for the price of it, I am really amazed at how it is so packed full of so many cool features. I have only shown you guys a few basic features from this awesome system, and in the future I'll definitely be doing some more videos showing some of the awesome features that this radio combo has to offer. Now, I just showed you basically how to set up a little crawler like this, or even a big crawler. It would basically be the same. You might have lockers and other things that you'd need to set up through the channels, but a little crawler like this, if you're using this system, it's as easy as that to get everything to run right. Now, let me just turn on the rig. So let's exit the menu. I'm just going to turn on the rig so I can show you guys. Okay, now that I've turned it on, I just want to show the steering. So let me just turn it to the camera so you can see it. And as you can see, this is the dwell rates. And if I want to, I can just flick that switch. It will turn even further. And at 100%, you can see it's turning even more. I never recommend running the servo at full turn because you are forcing the servo and it's going to burn it out even quicker. So to me, the maximum is around 80%. It just keeps the wheels away from the shocks at the moment, and it has a nice smooth turning circle like this. But I can always turn it up if I'm in a tight spot and I really need that extra steering. So let's just see, flick it over. You can see how it turned more, and now it will go, but it's touching the shocks. So that's why I've had to disadjust it a bit. Anyway, that's that. Let's see the crawl. So let's turn it sideways and let's just see. So let's go in reverse. It's got a really nice slow crawl. I can't complain about it. The motor definitely performs quite well. Not a bad crawl for a brushed system. And as you can see, you can have a really nice slow crawl. The one thing I've always found with these 370 combos is that it's a little bit jerky on takeoff, and even with the throttle line being really low, it still has a bit of a jerky takeoff, but you can crawl really slow with this brush system. I am very impressed with it. And of course, with this remote, you can set up your crawler. This thing just feels really, really cool. Okay, so after showing you exactly some of the settings I've had to go through to set it up for my little crawler over here, let's just talk about some more awesome features that this radio combo has to offer. This little receiver over here, they say it's splash proof, but I have watched quite a few videos and I've looked up a lot of things about it. Most people run this thing even fully submerged underwater and have absolutely no issues. So besides it being a really good budget system, it is waterproof. What better for a little crawler like this? All of us want to play in water, and knowing that your electronics are going to be safe is another awesome feature. Besides it being waterproof, another really awesome feature it's got is that you can run it on a 2S or 4S battery. You don't have to use the AA batteries, which in my opinion is awesome, and I'll definitely be doing that in the future. Now, besides all the awesome features I've already mentioned, like the 30 model memory, the waterproof receiver, the fact that you can run a 2 or 4S battery inside it, the fact that you can actually set up the curvature of your throttle and your steering, you've got dwell rates, it's just got everything you can think of for a budget system. In my opinion, you cannot beat it at the price that this is. It only costs $110, I believe, here in Europe. So for a budget system like this, it is jam-packed full of awesome features. Now, I will address more of these features in future videos, but at the moment I think it's time we go and get this little crawler out around the backyard course. Let's go and test the shocks I put on, the new transmission and motor, and make sure that everything is running nice and smoothly. And of course, let's see the performance from the MB100 around my backyard course. So if you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And until the next time, happy trails! I just wanted to say that this truck is a completely different machine after fitting those few upgrades that I've fitted in the last 3 videos. I can't wait to get this thing completely upgraded. Thanks for joining me on another video, and hopefully I'll see you all soon again.